Welcome back to In Pursuit 360, and today we are going to be addressing a couple of questions. We're going to get a two for one, right? 2-for-1 deal from Brittany H. Brittany H asked about what tips I could give about doing a Zoom interview, and two, what about answering a question in regards to service above self. So Brittany H, this video is for you, and we're going to get to your two questions right now. Welcome back to In Pursuit 360. Hey, don't forget, thumbs up for that video if you like the video. Thumbs down if you have to. Give me a reason why, though, okay? Thumb down, you got to tell me why. All right? Thumbs up, bell notification for the next video, and hit that subscribe button. Please, 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 please. We are coming up on 1,000. Let's go. Come on, we can do it. All right, so Brittany H, first of all, thank you for subscribing to the channel and taking the time to write a comment and ask a question. I appreciate it. Zoom. What can I tell you about Zoom? So it's sort of kind of like making YouTube videos, right? So you have to practice. If you know you have a Zoom interview coming up, how about getting a hold of a friend that is willing to sit somewhere on their laptop? You can be in the same building, same room, same whatever, but get in front of the screen and just practice. First, just start off just having a regular conversation. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. What are you doing today? Oh, not much. Did you take the dog out? Yeah. Did you feed him? No, forget it. I'm not feeding that dog ever again. Whatever, right? Just have a regular conversation. Then maybe plan out a few questions. Let your friend or your whoever come up with some mystery questions that you don't even know what they're going to be. They don't have to be police related. They don't have to be anything like that. You can make them something where maybe they're going to catch you off guard a little bit and how you're going to react to a video. So one thing to keep in mind, like right now while I'm making this video, I am making sure that I am looking at the camera lens, right? And the camera lens is there, okay? But I'm recording on an iPad, and the image to me is here. So if I look at myself while I'm recording, it looks like I'm looking off to the side. So try to avoid that. Yes, their picture or image is going to be there. Try to set your laptop or your iPad or your phone up in a way so that when you see their image, you can see them. And maybe when they're asking a question, go ahead and look directly at the image. But when you go to answer, look at the camera. Because when you look at the camera, it looks like you're actually looking at them. Okay? So kind of be mindful of that. And you'll see what I mean. If you can record this practice interview that you do, go ahead and do that. And then you can play it back and look at it and, how do you look? How do you sound? I don't know about you. I hear myself in my head as one way, but when I hear myself come back on a recording, I'm like, oh my God, is that me? Is that really my voice? Anybody that I talk to say, yes, that is my actual voice. It's not modified. It doesn't sound deeper. It doesn't sound higher. It sounds exactly the same in the recordings as it does as I'm talking to you in person. So don't get freaked out about that. Just be you. Just be you. One trick, make sure you're looking right at the camera, not at the image. Okay, see the big difference here? Looking at my image, looking at the camera. Okay, so keep that in mind. And just be you. Dress how you would if you were going in front of them. So if you would normally wear a pantsuit or a suit and tie or something like that, then wear the same thing during your interview. Make sure you wear all of it. Don't sit there and wear some baggy holy shorts or something like that with a really nice top, because God forbid something happens and your phone tips over. Or how many of us have seen the commercial where the guy's in an official meeting, but then his camera's angled down and you can see he's wearing his boxer shorts, right, with his shirt and tie and his jacket, but he's wearing his boxer shorts. I think it's a Folgers commercial, but anyway. So other than that, just be you. It takes some getting used to. There was a time when I was doing a lot of Zoom interviews while I was trying to get out of the mess, or not mess really, but just I didn't like where I was. in security, and so I was trying to find something else, and so I did a lot of Zoom interviews. You kind of get used to it, but then I'm so much better face to face. So anyway, that's it. That's what I can tell you about Zoom. Brittany, you also asked about answering the question service before self, right? Service before self. And I don't know that I've specifically heard it asked that way in an interview before, but if something like that comes up, what they're really looking for is you have to, especially in law enforcement, your personal opinions have to stay out, right? So service, your job as a law enforcement officer, enforcing the law. If the law says if A plus B equals C, you shall arrest, right? Shall. Not may, not could, but shall. Now, whether you personally believe in that or not doesn't matter. What matters is that the law says you shall do this as a law enforcement officer enforcing the laws of the state or the county or the jurisdiction that you're in, right? So service before self. Your opinion cannot come into play. That is service before self. You talk about, some people think, oh, that means, me sacrificing. Not a physical sacrifice necessarily, but what they're really talking about is if, I don't know, you think that, okay, here you go. Domestics are perfect, right? I have been to domestics where if I could lock up both, I would. But I can't. Virginia law didn't allow for it. Virginia law said I had to identify the primary aggressor, and then I was required to make an arrest. I couldn't let him go, couldn't give him a warning, couldn't give him a ride to a hotel. It said, you shall make an arrest. Identify primary aggressor, you shall make an arrest. Period. There were no options. None. There were plenty of times when I think both of them should have been locked up. There are plenty of times when I actually thought the other person really should have been locked up, but the way our Commonwealth attorney identified primary aggressor, it was really very specific. Like if the lady, and it could be the lady or the guy, it doesn't really matter. Typically it was the lady. If the lady was getting really upset and was, I don't know, kind of like pushing on the guy, our Commonwealth attorney said, the guy should be man enough that he can just turn and walk away and remove himself from the situation. But if he ever grabbed a hold of her, if he shoved her, if he smacked her, if he did anything after she's pushing, to me, that's primary aggressor. Commonwealth attorney said no, in intermittent contact or whatever, during an argument, heat of the moment, blah, blah, blah. But the assault, if there was an actual, anyway, it gets into splitting hairs, right? But that's what they're talking about. It didn't matter what I felt or what I believed. What mattered is what the law said. I could not allow my personal beliefs or my personal feelings or thoughts interfere with the job I was required and sworn to do. So, service before self. That's about it in a nutshell. Now, you can give it as an example of saying that you understand that even though your beliefs may be a little bit different than what the law may say, you understand that your job is going to be to enforce the law and you are willing to do that. Or if you can tie it back to some work experience that you've already had where you really didn't think it was a big deal that somebody took a 30-minute break when they were only supposed to take 15 and they clocked back in early but stayed in the break room and you reported it. You didn't think it was a big deal. However, you knew that technically that was stealing, right? They're stealing 15 minutes from the company, and you reported it because you had to do service over self, right? You didn't think it was that big of a deal. The store wasn't busy. There were no customers in the store, but they still stole 15 minutes off the clock staying in the break room on break. So if you had to relate it to something in your own life, you can kind of find a moment like that. You can even do it like, as a kid, with a friend in school, or as a parent, if you're a parent and you have kids. How many times have we sat there and looked at our kids going, I know exactly why he did that, or I know exactly why she did that, but it's still wrong and I have to punish her, right? Service, being a parent, over self. I understand why they did it, and I really don't think it's fair to punish them, but I have to, right? Because it was still wrong. There you go. Service over self. Zoom interview. That's about all I got. If you want more details, if you have something more specific you're really wondering about, make a comment. I am trying to make sure to get to all those comments. If I don't type it, I'll make a video for you and send it to you. So there we go. All right, In Pursuit 360, back. We're rolling. We're going strong. Memorial Monday. That video should already be posted. Go check that out. Don't forget, I'm over on Patreon too. I'm working on building that up. Hey, you want to do some of those practice Zoom interviews? I've got a little level over there on Patreon. You know, I'll get on there and do that with you, and I'll review your resume. We can do some Zoom interviews back and forth, mock interviews. We can talk about different scenarios or different parts of your life that you can pull into it. That's all over there on Patreon. So check that out. Yes, I have a GoFundMe. I'm on an iPad and a cheap pedestal and all that. So if you want to help me out, I'd really appreciate that too. The links for all that stuff is down below. Don't forget, I am now including links for odmp.org, Officer Down Memorial page, and all my links down below. So go check them out. Help them out if you can. They're a nonprofit. They everything they do, running their channel, helping families, everything that they do is based off of your donations or purchasing their merchandise. All their money goes to all that stuff. So anyway, all right, so that's it for this video. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it already. Like button, that helps me with the algorithms and gets more people to see these videos, and that's more people that see them, the more people I can help. That's what I'm here for you. And don't forget the bell notification, right? Hit that bell notification down there. You know my next video comes out. I'm hoping for about 2 videos a week. At least 1, if not 2, Memorial Monday videos to honor those that have died in the line of duty. And yeah, and that's it. So, and as always, let's make sure we're safe out there.